Imagine this. A tiny, 3-year-old startup tries to buy one of the most powerful pieces of software on the entire planet. And get this, it wasn't even for sale. Sounds like a movie plot, right? Well, it literally just happened.
Okay, let's just start with the number that made everyone in the tech world just stop. $34.5 billion. That's billion with a B, and it's all in cash. I mean, that's an almost unbelievable figure, especially when you find out who's behind it.
So, what's that money for? It's the price an AI startup called Perplexity offered to buy Google Chrome. Yeah, that Google Chrome. The one you're probably using right now. The browser that billions of people use every single day. But here's where it gets really weird. Google never put Chrome up for sale. It's not on the market. So you have to ask, why would a startup make this massive, unsolicited bid for something that isn't even available? Well, that is the big question. And the answer is all about brilliant timing and some very clever strategy. So to really get what's going on with this crazy offer, you've got to look at the huge legal storm that's swirling around Google right now. This isn't just a business deal. This is about a landmark antitrust case that could literally reshape the entire internet as we know it. And the timing here is absolutely critical. It all kicks off when a federal judge, Amit Mehta, hands down this historic ruling. He finds that Google illegally monopolized online search. Now, the court is trying to figure out what to do about it, and one of the most drastic options on the table is forcing Google to sell off Chrome. And that's the tiny crack of daylight Perplexity was waiting for. They immediately jump in with their bid, basically sending a signal to the judge saying, hey, if you force a sale, we're right here, cash in hand, ready to buy. Now, you might think this was just a number they pulled out of a hat to get headlines, but no. Perplexity's proposal was actually pretty carefully put together. It was designed to look super credible, especially to the regulators. So what exactly did they put on the table?
When you dig into the details, you can see just how strategic this offer really is. First, it's a massive all-cash deal, and they claim it's backed by multiple large, though unnamed, investment funds. On top of that, they're promising to inject another $3 billion into improving Chrome and the open-source Chromium project. And, to sort of calm everyone's nerves, they've pledged to keep Google as the default search engine and hang on to the current team. See what they're doing? They're trying to frame this as just a simple change of ownership, not some massive, scary disruption.
Okay, so naturally, an offer this bold immediately kicked off a massive debate. Is this a brilliant, strategic move by a really gutsy startup? Or is it one of the cleverest marketing stunts the tech world has seen in a long, long time? The two sides are pretty clear. On the one hand, you have the skeptics who say this is pure marketing genius. I mean, by making this bid, Perplexity gets its name absolutely everywhere, and it positions its own AI browser, Comet, as a serious competitor. But on the other hand, the company is swearing this is a serious strategic play. They're saying, look, if a forced sale actually happens, being the first one in line with a ready-made offer gives them an unbelievable advantage. And you know, the numbers alone are why so many people are skeptical. Take a look at this. Perplexity is valued at around $18 billion, but they're offering nearly double their own worth. And at the same time, analysts estimate Chrome's actual value is somewhere closer to a mind-blowing $100 billion. That huge gap is really the main reason people are screaming PR stunt. Yeah, and that massive gap in valuation did not go unnoticed. Industry analysts like Colin Sebastian over at Robert W. Baird & Co. pretty much dismissed the offer right away, calling it a vast undervaluation. And he's right. It's really hard to imagine Google, or any court for that matter, accepting a bid that's potentially less than half of what the asset is actually worth. But Perplexity is not backing down. They're pushing back hard against all that skepticism. Their chief business officer, Dmitry Shevelenko, he insists the money is real. He's on record saying multiple large investment funds are on board and that they can absolutely pull this off. So look, whether it's a stunt or a genuine bid, this whole story forces us to ask a much, much bigger question. This isn't really about one company or one piece of software anymore. It's about who gets to control the main front door to the internet for most of the human race. Think about it. Your browser, it's the gateway to the web. It's the tool that shapes your entire online life. Whoever controls the dominant browser has this incredible power to influence how billions of people find information, use services, and just interact with the digital world.
And let's just pause for a second on the sheer scale here, because it is just wild. 3.5 billion users. Getting that kind of audience in a single deal wouldn't just be big. It would be one of the biggest power shifts in the entire history of technology.
With over 60% of the entire global browser market, Chrome isn't just a leader, it's practically a monolith. And that dominance is exactly why regulators are so concerned. And it's why control of this thing is such an incredibly high-stakes game.
So, as we all watch this legal drama play out, Perplexity's absolutely audacious bid leaves us with a really provocative thought. It's a move that forces all of us to consider a future that, honestly, few of us could have imagined just a year ago. A future where the very gateway to the internet could be up on the auction block. What happens next? Well, that could redefine just about everything.